Hey, what's up, guys? I'm going to be teaching you how to actually play the emulators and ROMs um, from the Wii. So that's basically today's episode. If you did like this, please leave a like and comment below. And let's go ahead and get started. So basically, what you want to do, you want to go to the Homebrew channel. All right, and then once you get on the Homebrew channel, you have a series of things that you can choose from. One of them being the Nintendo emulator. Everything's kind of scattered out because of everything that was needed to mod the Nintendo Wii. So the first one is the Nintendo emulator. Let's go ahead and load that up. So basically, you got all these games right here. And you just choose it. If it's not in the right folder, I'm just going to start from the beginning in case it started in this folder right here, what it is. So it's this emulator right here, FCEUGX, and then you go to ROMs and then USA, and this is it right here. So, and then Abidox, and that's basically it. I'm going to show you a few other things. So what you can do with pretty much all these emulators, you can press the home button and you have a save state, so you can go ahead and save it anywhere in the game. Right before a boss or a really hard part, you can save it, and then you can go back. And then you can load it. Very useful if you're playing through like a hard game. Now, how to change the controller is what you want to do. Button mapping, NES controller or zapper. So if you're playing Duck Hunt, you want to choose the zapper. Otherwise, you can't play the game. So for majority of the old school Nintendo games, NES controller, and this is the actual controller that you'll be using. There's 5 different controllers actually. So in my opinion, I like the GameCube controller, but for demonstration purposes, I'm using the Wii remote. So basically, this is it right here. You got the button mapping part of it, so you can set it to accordingly what you like. So that's basically it. And if you're playing multiplayer, you can set up several different controllers. So that's basically it for the most part, and that's it. And you just play the game. That's it. So I'm going to show you the other emulators. Let's go ahead and exit out of here. And then the Genesis. I want to show you the Genesis. And this is a multi-console emulator, so it's several different Sega emulators or consoles. The Sega Mega Drive, Sega CD, Master System, Game Gear, and SG 1000. They were all Sega consoles back in the day. Some only released in Japan, but majority of them were released in America. Mega Drive is the Sega Genesis in Europe. So that's basically it right there. But these are the Sega Genesis games right here. You basically just load one up, and that's basically it. Now, I've had some issues with some people's TVs. For some reason, it did not like the output in the TV because it forces the TV to a certain resolution for some of these emulators, and I've had issues with people with the Genesis Plus GX. So if you're having issues with that emulator, it's probably something to do with your TV. And there's one more thing that, actually no, I think I showed you that. Okay. For the Super Nintendo, let's go ahead and show you that. I'm just showing you the main emulators that everyone loves. So mine's already input in the right folder. So if you're trying to go to the correct folder, I'll just show you from the start. SD card, and then the SNES 9X GX, and then you want to go down here. I didn't actually put a ROMs folder, so yeah, you can just choose one, and that's basically it for that one. The same exact procedure when it comes to button mapping. I mean, it's got the save, load, delete, game settings, same exact thing. So that's basically it for the Super Nintendo. I'm going to show you, I think, the Game Boy next. Yes, this is a multi-console emulator as well. It plays the Game Boy, Game Boy Color, and Game Boy Advance. I'm going to show you from the start in case it is not in the proper folder. So SD card, and then VBags X, and then you want to go to ROMs. Now this is a multi-console emulator, so you got the Game Boy games, and you have Game Boy Color, and you have Game Boy Advance, GBA. Most people like Game Boy Advance, I do, so you just choose a Game Boy Advance game, and that's basically it for the most part. If you're playing this on a TV with a converter, it'll stretch it out a little bit, but if you're playing this on a composite TV, you may not notice the stretch on the bottom and top when playing the Game Boy Advance games. That's just a issue with the Game Boy itself, because it was never meant to actually be played on the Wii as an emulator. So you got the Atari 2600 and 7800. Most people don't really care too much about that. But that's basically it, guys. If you did like this, please leave a like and comment below, and we'll see you next time.